Hello YouTube, my name is Lauren. Welcome to my very first video here on YouTube. Today I wanted to share with you the beauty products that I used on my wedding day. So specifically the makeup products that I decided to use for my wedding day. So I know it's springtime. I thought it would be the perfect time to share this since it's bridal season. And I know a lot of girls are probably preparing for their big day. And so I went through a lot of makeup trials for my own wedding. I had the honor of getting married about 6 months ago here in Southern California. So that day it was over 100 degrees. So there wasn't any rain, so I can't really complain, but it was very hot. So the challenge was to find makeup products that would not only last through my tears, but also through the hot weather, just last all day as well. Since you won't have a lot of time to reapply your makeup on your wedding day, it just flies by. It'll be done before you even know it. And so I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to share the products in the order that I applied them to my face, so you can kind of get an idea of the sequence of products that I went through. So to start off with, I always like to moisturize my face before anything else. So for that, I use the Olay Active Hydrating Beauty Fluid Lotion in Original. I use this every day. It's part of my regular makeup routine. And so I just started with a thin layer of that to keep the skin moist. Next, I applied a matte foundation primer and anti-acne treatment gel. I normally don't use a foundation primer before my normal foundation routine on a daily basis, but I figured for my wedding day it was going to be very hot and I really wanted to help my skin stay matte throughout the day just for all the photos. And so I did use this product. I bought it specifically for my wedding, and I got this from Sephora. I'm not quite sure if they still carry it there, but it did a good job. It's a very thin formula. It goes on very smooth, so it's just a very nice way to keep your skin a little more matte on the days when you need the extended foundation life. So next for the foundation, I use the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. I'm in the color 845. And so I just applied a thin layer of this all over my face. Again, this is a foundation I'm used to wearing every day. So it is good to use a foundation you're used to, or at least try it out for a couple days before your wedding to make sure it's not going to break you out or irritate your skin when you have it on for a long period of time. So for concealer, I don't actually use concealer. I don't even own a concealer. I don't quite like the consistency of concealer. And so what I do is I actually use a foundation in a color lighter than my normal shade. So instead of the 845, I actually have the same foundation in 840, which is a little more on the whiter side versus the yellow warm side like the 845. So I apply a little bit of this underneath my eyes and along my T-zone, and it just helps to brighten things up. I feel that it blends in a lot more seamlessly and a lot more smoothly since it's foundation blending into foundation versus trying to get a concealer to blend smoothly into your foundation. So to set everything, I use the Bare Minerals Matte Foundation. I've been using this for years now. Love this stuff. So just a thin dusting of this over the wet foundation just to set everything and make sure that that is going to hold and stay for the whole day. So next, I prime my lids. I use the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. I basically use this one because it actually came free with the eye palette that I chose to use for my wedding day, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. But you do want to prime your lids to make sure the shadows are going to stay all day. In addition to powder shadows, right before I do the powder shadow step, I actually apply a thin layer of cream shadows to my lids. And this is basically to keep the colors of your eyeshadow very vibrant and to make sure they have kind of a sticky base to adhere to. It really helps with the staying life of your eyeshadow. That's what I've really found that helps. And so I use the Revlon cream shadows in Not Just Nudes. Next, for the shadows. So this is a Lorac Eyeshadow Pro palette. This palette to me doesn't get enough love here on YouTube. I know tons of people love the Urban Decay Naked palettes, and those are awesome. I do like those, but I feel like this palette, it does offer a lot in terms of a range of not only colors, but also formulas. So the bottom row has mainly your shimmer shadows, but the top also comes with a layer of matte shadows, which is what I really enjoy. So for my wedding day, I didn't want anything too glittery or shimmery on the eyes, so I actually used mainly the shadows from the upper row. So here on this end are your lighter shadows, particularly for below the eyebrow. Then you get into your more taupe shadow here, which obviously is my favorite color. I just use that as a light wash over the eyelid. And then over here on this end, you're going to get into your deeper, darker browns. And at the very end, one of my favorite things is just a true classic matte black shadow. It's not chalky at all. It's very pigmented, so that really helps to deepen up the color in the corners. And so this is the palette that I used for the eyeshadow. It is a little pricey. Again, some of the products I'll mention, I kind of say that I use them every day. Other products are more luxury products only because they're a little more expensive than what I would like to normally wear on a daily basis. This will run you about $50, but again, they're very highly pigmented shadows, so the palette itself does last quite a long time if you're looking to make an investment in a good palette. So of course, next, one of the more important things is the eyeliner for that day. I didn't want anything that was going to smudge or fade throughout the day, as well as run when you cry. And so I actually tried out a few different black eyeliners, and the one that I ended up deciding on is a Marc Jacobs Magic Marker. So this is the blackest black formula, and it's smudge proof. It's considered extreme wear. So when you open it up, it's just a really fine tip felt marker. So I'll swatch it for you. So it gives you a really controlled application of the product, and it is very waterproof. As soon as it's on and it's not smudging. So I really enjoy this product. However, this product is quite pricey. It's about $30, I think, at Sephora for one eyeliner. It's extremely expensive when you think about it, especially compared to drugstore brands. However, if it's for a nice event and you do need the staying power, it lasted all day through the crying, through the hot weather. It looked the same that it did when I applied it in the morning as it did when I took it off at night. So it definitely is a great product if you do need something for a special occasion. So for the eyelashes, again, you need a waterproof formula. That's what I would recommend, just because you're going to be crying. You need the curl to last, and obviously waterproof formulas normally hold curl a little better than the non-waterproof formulas. So I went with the Lancome Definisil's waterproof formula, and I just got it in black. What I like about this is the applicator is very thin, so you do get a very controlled application. It does help when you're trying to get that product on the lower lash line as well as the upper lashes. Again, I didn't use false lashes on my wedding day. I don't feel like I apply them very well, and I just felt to be more comfortable and what I'm used to, I just went ahead and did the mascara and just curled my lashes like regular. But again, for a more dramatic look or to fill in more sparse eyelashes, definitely feel free. Any false eyelashes would be great. For my brows, I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. These things are all over YouTube. It's a favorite of many beauty gurus here, and it personally is my favorite as well. I use it in the shade Brunette. I think that they might actually be updating the color names. I think Brunette might actually now be called dark brown or deep brown, one of those. I'm not quite sure. But again, it's a very thin pencil, so it's very good to kind of get a precision application. And then on the other side, you just have your thin spoolie to kind of help shape your eyebrows as well as pull that product through your brows and help the wax get distributed through to the corners and just really keep your brows in a nice, neat shape for you. So getting down to the last few items, mainly this is just highlighting and contouring left. So for the blush, I used my Down Boy by the Balm. This has to be my favorite blush. I've been using this for years. It is a beautiful pink shade. It's not necessarily matte, but it's not a glittery, shimmery blush at the same time. The best way I can describe it would just be that it adds a nice pink sheen to your cheeks. I actually have it on today. It's a light wash of color that just adds a lot of brightness to your face without adding a lot of pigmented color. And so I've loved this blush for forever now. I've probably been using it for at least the last 5 years. Okay, so to highlight just a little bit on my face that day, just for pictures, just to get a little more illuminance on the areas that count, I used my e.l.f. Baked Highlighter. It's in the pink shade right underneath my eyes and a little bit on my nose bridge here, just to kind of get that pop of shimmer, that kind of glow for the pictures. It helps when you're using a highlighter with a bronzer just to help with the contouring of your face so that it's a little more dramatic, a little more noticeable in your pictures. You can really slim down the cheek area with the bronzer and really highlight the other places of the face that you want to seem a little more pronounced. So the bronzer, I actually used the bronzer from the Lorac Pro To Go palette. This is actually in the same line as the larger eyeshadow palette that I use for my eyes. So this one is very nice. I've had this for a long time, so the shadows are kind of worn out, but it's got 6 shadows in the front, and then in the back, this is actually what I used it for on my wedding day. It's got 2 blushes and a bronzer. So you'll see here on the right side, if I could just get over here, this is the bronzer that I used for my wedding day. It's in the color bronze. Again, I've obviously used a ton of this product already. I love this bronzer. It gives you a deep enough shadow without making your cheek look muddy. It is very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. I just find that the staying power of the Lorac Pro products are really good. So almost done. Last but not least, one of the later steps, obviously, I wanted to set all my makeup and make sure it was going to stay on all day. So for that, I used the Urban Decay All Nighter Long Lasting Makeup Spray. This is by Skindinavia for Urban Decay. This is the trial size. So if you buy the full size of the product, it is actually a lot bigger than this. However, I normally don't use setting spray on a daily basis. I don't feel that it's really needed on a daily basis, but for my wedding day, I did want my makeup to last all day. I just lightly misted this over my face before going out, and it lasted all day. It felt fresh. And so for the lips, I chose the Too Faced Le Creme lipstick in Naughty Nude. It's just a beautiful, subtle shade. I didn't want anything too dark that day. I wanted something that was kind of my lips but better. So it's a very beautiful salmon nude shade. It's got a little bit of a sheen but no glitter, which is what I wanted. And it's just a beautiful rich formula, so it's really moisturizing. It's not going to dry out your lips. And so I did just put a little bit of gloss on top of this just before the pictures, and I was really happy with the result. So that is it. Those were all the makeup products that I used on my personal wedding day. I will list all the products on my blog, and I'll leave a link to that in the info box below if you're interested. And so, as well as the products, I'm going to also post a few pictures from my wedding day just so that you can see the finished look. And come on, who doesn't like looking at wedding pictures, right? I know I do. So anyways, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sticking with me through my very first video. So if you want to see more, hit the thumbs up. Please feel free to leave comments in the comment section below. Let me know what kind of videos you guys are interested in seeing, anything in particular, and I'd be totally open to suggestions. I'm brand new here to YouTube, so I want to start uploading videos on a more weekly basis, so please, I can take all the ideas I can get. But good luck to all you brides out there. Congratulations to all the brides-to-be. I wish you the best of luck, and even if you're not using this look for a wedding day, all these products will be more than great for any type of event where you need your makeup to last all day and just have a beautiful finish at the end of the night. So good luck, and I'll see you later. Bye.